Hello everyone, welcome back to my beauty channel. Today I will be talking about E.L.F liquid bronzer and contour and powder bronzer. Let's begin. Let's do the swatches. First one I'm going to swatch is a powder bronzer. It is 10 o'clock primer infused matte bronzer. There we go. This is what it looks like. It's a really nice sleek packaging. I love a packaging. I love this packaging. It's just a tiny bit difficult to open it. So this is, as you can see, my fingerprints. There we go. This is what it looks like. I'm just gonna tiny bit step back, and this is the only shade I love the most, and that's why I picked this one up. So I'm just going to go ahead and just do the swatches. Let's just do the swatches. So make sure I do not miss, and let's do the swatches. There you go. This is what a powder swatch looks like for this bronzer. Okay. Next one is going to be the first liquid bronzer and contour, and the shade is Fair Light. So let's swatch this next to the ones. Okay, and just put this one down, and let's just try and see if I can. It's a very nice sort of, I think this is a bit of a leftover from my foundation. Let's just wipe this and blend it. I think I didn't quite clean it. So back to contour. This is a very nice, I'm just going to see if I can, there you go. That is a very nice, and if I just dare to rub this, a little goes a long way. Is one shade. I am going to move on to light medium, and there we go. I'm just going to do a little swatch in here. So it looks dark, but do not be frightened. Do not be scared of this dark shade. So I love using darker shades to create a bit of a more defined contour, and you can always blend it and just apply as much as you need. Last one I have is actually a deep intense color. I love mixing colors again, and let's just do this one. It's rather dark. I'm just going to do a little bit. There you go. So let's have a look at this one, and as I said, I make these all work. This has got a tiny bit of sort of redness in it. It's very warm, and the shades are absolutely stunning. So I'm just going to hold this for a few more seconds. Let's apply. I'm going to start with a powder bronzer. I have my Japanese little brush. It says angled blush, but honestly I choose what brush should I use and what for. So I break the rules. So very good. Let's just tap a little bit. It's quite pigmented, so I wouldn't take too much when I'm doing this, obviously. Just top off the excess and apply this. And I start with trying to identify, as you can see, this darker line. I wouldn't go anywhere further inward, so just gently tapping first, gently. because my understanding of contouring is to create a shadow just to narrow your face. So I'm going to show you one side with a contour with this bronzer. I'm just going to tap a little bit more, and there we go. I'm just going to make it a bit more intense so you can see on a camera really well. I wouldn't go all the way towards here. So when I look straight now, you can see that it has got a bit of a like a shadow, and this one just plain face. So what I do is, because my face is a round face, so I have now learned to do my contour this way. So then I would go all the way up here, because I have a wide forehead. So I would just tap a little bit again, and just gonna do a bit of excess. What I do is I identify, so it's like a mentally I would just draw another line just to make it a bit more narrow. So, and I would go and apply just a little bit on the top of my forehead down here, and I would try to sort of get into the hairline so it would blend in, so there wouldn't be sort of like a dividing line between your hair and a bronzer or a contour. So try to sort of like work in. There we go. Not too much. You can do as intense as you wish. I am gonna try to do as intense as I can on a camera, so you can see one side, no contouring, no bronzing, which I use it for contour. It says bronzing, but I believe you can use that for contour. So again, I'm just gonna go a little bit more and emphasize. There we go. And then leaving this side untouched, I'm gonna go this line, and then I'm gonna go towards my ear, and I usually would just go a tiny bit behind, and then from that face I'm just gonna draw this line and tiny bit, not too much, just down here. Let's try again. I'm just gonna show this again. So I would just create a shadow where I want my face look, they call it more snatched. So especially with age you get this jowl things, I don't know what it is, something new on my face, so I have to make it go away, I have to make it disappear. So I would lift my neck up just a tiny bit, not too much, because I don't want the difference between my face and my neck to be dramatic. Anyway, so that's a new word I invented. So I would just look straight, and this is what I see, and I would just follow the line of already existing shadow just to intensify it. This is for everyday use when you want a quick fix out and about. There we go. So, and I would make sure I keep blending. Lovely. It's very nice shade. It's very warm. You can see the difference. So I'm just going to stop for a minute so you can have a look. So that's one side, and that's no side. But I'm going to do all of my face. So let's apply a bit more on this side. What I would do is I would always have a nice blending brush. Sort of, this one is very, very soft. This one is a soft brush. But sometimes I would use some of the sort of like a more dense brush just to smooth the edges, which we're going to do now. and I'm just going to down, not too much, trying to keep this little arch open. So I would say maybe from here, sort of mental line, you can draw a mental line. So again, working into the hairline, not too much. I will just pull, right, and a little bit. So again, I am going to show you how beautiful this bronzer, this particular shade, is just perfect for my face, because I can keep building up as much as I want, or just have a really little, I know, just looking straight and working my sort of like a way down towards my ear things. There we go, and all the way underneath my chin, just applying a little bit more on this jiggly bit. So there we go. I'm just looking straight again, and make sure obviously I don't go too towards into my face, sort of. Then I take this dense brush. This is my good old Real Technique. I don't know if they do them if they do them anymore, but I had this for ages. So I would just go very gently, not too much, just this invisible, just to blend this invisible edge, but outwards, not inwards, just blend outwards. The same way here, I don't want my bronzer to go into my under eye, so I would just away from my face, in towards, and from here I would go upwards. That's how I blend the edges, towards, like inwards. There you go. Go back in here, and this is done. So next thing I do is I do a little bit of a contour on my nose, and I use this sort of flat brushes. One of them is a Spectrum brush. You can use any brush. There are no rules really. To be honest, I don't know. I'm not going to tell you that this is exactly the brush that you have to use. You can choose your own brush. This one says a flat setting powder, and it is Profusion. I have this random brushes I bought here and there and everywhere. So they're both very, very soft. They're very, very soft. So let's just take one brush, and I would just take a little bit of this one. There you go. So tiny bit. So the way I do my nose sort of contour is I usually wouldn't go all the way there. I would just do around this area, because I want my nose, like the tip of my nose, to be more defined, and a little bit, add just a little bit of more shadow. So technically I have this shadow here already. I will still go ahead and just sort of like a blend it out in here, and I cannot complain. I have these are my natural eyebrows, so I wouldn't really complain about that. So I don't have to create an extra definition going upwards. So there we go. That is a little bit in here, and I absolutely can go and just do this little round circle, creating a bit of a tip of my nose to be, as you can see straight away, it just straight away it does the job. So it created this little tip of my nose, and I'm trying to keep that area clean by just taking a cleaner brush and just wiping everything that is, anything that is excess or I have overdone it. I absolutely go ahead and just keep blending. And the same way, I'm not striving to have this very narrow nose. And yes, there are really good contour techniques, and I might just show you how I make my nose really sort of like a narrow, but it's not going to be today. So today I'm just going to show you sort of like an everyday quick wake up, do some makeup, and off you go. So this is what my face looks as. I'm just going to start closer so you can see. Voila. Now I'm going to apply liquid bronzer and contour. So the first shade is going to be Fairlight. So since this is a liquid, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to apply on my hand, on my arm. So just make sure it's all clean from anything. So I would absolutely, this is the way I apply, so I would just apply on my hand, on the back of my hand. Then I would take my a bit more narrow brush. It's really nice, the Body Shop, sorry, Bobbi Brown, the Body Shop brush, and it says, to be honest, this one says highlighter brush, but I use it for absolutely anything I want. So my base is prepared, just plain canvas I have. So what I do is I would just, as you can see, it just goes a long way. So what I don't want to do is apply liquid just straight on my face, though it's fine if you think you're very skilled and you can just go ahead and blend it. What it does is it moves my foundation, which I do not want to. So I use just, maybe I can just put something on my, so you can see, just pull all my hair back. Let's try it with my royal headband. So I already have this on my hand, and it's still really like sort of like you can just work it. Let's try it. So by tapping motion, so I might have to add a little bit more. Oh my goodness, it's such a beautiful shade. It's neither cool nor warm, it's in between. Oh my goodness, this is really nice. It's very, it glides like a butter. So let's just apply a little bit more, because I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna go all the way. Yes, this is beautiful. It's such an everyday liquid contour. Wow. It didn't move my foundation. It's just such a natural, glowy and stunning color. Stunning. I absolutely love this color. I have to say that I'm in love with this color. Yes, it's a yes from me. It's a yes from me. Let's apply on this side with a set powder side. So let's just do it again. So I'm just working into the brush again. This is the technique I recently learned, and I don't think I have ever went back to my old ways when I would just apply straight away on my face. It's really refreshing for me, because I do not want to mess up my makeup. If my foundation looks really good and I straight away go ahead and apply on my face and it just moves everything, I possibly would be really annoyed. But there we go, and let's just, so the one other thing I'm just going to say, that if I am applying liquid bronzer, that's one thing. If I'm applying, I'm just going to go all the way up here, and I'm going to go back and do this other side. If I'm applying liquid bronzer, I do not go on the top with a powder. That loses the meaning of liquid bronzer. I just cannot see the point of applying first liquid bronzer and then just go ahead and put a powder bronzer on the top of it. I love to keep it this glowy. That's my understanding of a bronzer. I'm not telling you what to do, but please feel free and apply whichever way you want. It's an art. Makeup is an art. It's just painting your face, having fun, nothing serious. So I'm just gonna go ahead and oh my god, I don't want to go ahead and compare to anything because I want you to see what is the application with, what does it look like with just to work a little bit. And by tapping motions, what does application look like by using E.L.F liquid bronzer. For the comparison, I'm going to make another video so you can see the difference. I will compare. I have got enormous amount of bronzers. So yes, so I'm just going to show you again the shade, and it's beautiful. So the same way I would go again here and just apply whatever is left. I'm just not adding any more unless I want a really intense look, which I would just go ahead and use other shades. But I will absolutely demonstrate how the other shades they look like on me. So for the nose contour, I would again add a little bit of this and take a very defined brush. This one is supposed to be, this is an hourglass brush. It has got this flat sort of nice one. So I would just go ahead and just load it, and the same way that I have done with my powder, I would go ahead and do it. I think I might have to add a little bit more. There we go. Not too much. I'm working with small portions because first of all I don't want to waste a good contour, and secondly I just think that by applying a little by little, just so it, as you can see, I'm gonna go full on towards my eyebrows. There we go. So I created this. I would go right here underneath my nose, and I would just add, so apologies for my breakout. I have dermatitis, eczema, God knows what, all sort of skin reaction on maybe makeup, I don't know. But now I'm going to take a fluffy brush, which I clean this one now, and I would just go over it, just to smooth the edge. So, if you want to create a bit of a snatched nose, this is, there we go. So you can see straight away it's looking brilliant. Well done, E.L.F. Stunning, 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 stunning. No complaints, just the praise. Last two shades, I am going to apply one of them on one side of my face and the other one on the other side face. So we're just going to start with a light to medium coverage. So again, I'm just going to apply on my hand. This one is darker, do not be scared. So again, just tapping. It becomes sheer as I tap it, as I apply it, as I apply it on my face. So you can see now. There we go. So it's obviously a darker shade and more intense. I do more intense looks for my evening looks, or if I want a specific type of photo, so it would look very, very intense, I would just go ahead and just, there we go. It just blends really nicely. It's almost sort of like a disappears, I would say, though it looks dark, right? It looks dark, but it just comes out more sheer than it says. So this is, I'm just gonna go ahead and add a little bit more. So I'm happy with all three shades, to be honest. I used all of three of them, depending. I'm just gonna move this away from my face. Any hair? So obviously you can see it's tiny bit darker, but I always make it work, always, and it depends on what result do I want to achieve. Again, going not too closer to my face. I'm just going to take my foundation brush and just sort of like blend it a little bit further away from where I consider it to be a space for a blush, and anything that I see that is not quite as I want to, so straight. Just keep it on sort of like on this level, nothing lower, unless you want to go specifically just make it more snatched or elongated. I would just keep it as it is. There we go. I'm just going to show you again, just going on to my chin a little bit, looking straight behind my ear. It's very obvious for me. I hope you can see it. It's darker. It's much darker. You straight away can see this beautiful shadow, and I'm going to take my foundation brush and I'm going to blend this a little bit out, so just to smooth the edges, not too much, not too much. Back with my brush, and just to avoid the patchiness for this, the reason I'm doing this is to avoid any patchiness on my face. And I can always go ahead and if you feel like you have overdone it, there is a damp sponge, you can always go over it, let's say, and just gently top off the excess. First of all, just by pressing into your skin, so it would just sit there as long as you need to. So that's one side of my face. Now I'm going to apply the other one on the other side. Let's just wipe this mess, and I am going to take the deepest shade, which is Deep Intense. Let's see how this performs. I'm already scared. Oh, before I go ahead and apply that, I'm going to just show you whatever is left on this brush. I'm actually going to apply just on this side of my contour, on the side of my nose, creating a little bit of a shadow. I think it would be fair if you see, there we go, straight away, it just works. What can I say? It works. There we go. So though it's a tiny bit too dark, so I would just go with a fluffy brush and just smooth the edges. Just, you can see you have a natural line, I have a natural line, so I would just follow the line. As I said, I do not want my nose to be looking too narrow. It's done. Now we're moving on with a different brush, which is again the Body Shop one, and I have this for like I don't know how many years. It's just that good, and I think it has a number. N93E. I don't know what these numbers mean, honestly. I cannot get my head around. Maybe it's just so you would know what brush is what brush, but for me this is a brush that does the job. So yeah, so let's just take this. Ha! That looks very scary. I know, but there we go. I love this warm color. Oh my goodness, I love it. Absolutely love it. Let's just see how it looks like on me. So again, I'm just going to sort of put my hand in here and just tap it. You can take a fluffier brush if you want to. So I'm going to go over it and blend it a little bit because I want more intense look with this particular one. Again, just going to look. Okay, if I overdone it, again, we can just see I went a little bit over the board straight away, taking whatever is left on a foundation brush. I don't need to top up anything. So we can take a fluffier brush. There are specific brushes. I have one that is a this kind of like a soft brush. You absolutely can use it, which I'm gonna go over it. Let's just see if it will work. So it's a nice warm color with a bit of a red in it. I love it. I absolutely love it. So again, whatever is left on the brush, I'm just gonna keep going back, and then if I need to top up, then I'll do it. I think it's kind of like a couple of drops is more than enough. So the difference is, oh, I'm gonna go over it on the forehead. I can see some imperfection, so we're just gonna bond these two colors together. Then I would take a fluffy brush. Well, not quite fluffy, isn't it? It's a bit more dense, but it's, I think it's meant to for a bronzer, for a liquid bronzer, and or a blush, liquid blush. So I would just tap, creating the same way downwards again. Okay, then I would take wrong brush. We'll take whatever is left on this brush, and I would just, I know it's really chunky for the nose contour. I know, I can hear people scream. But first of all, it's darker, obviously. Then I would go with my foundation brush and let's just see if there is, oh, what is that? Oh, that's just the hair sticking out. So I would just sort of very gently just create a bit of a uplifting, the same way I would do here. You also can take a concealer brush and just smooth the edges so it wouldn't be too dark. So there would be just a line. So when you turn around on the side, so it would be lighter here, the same way down here. So the only time I think that one should see a contour if you're looking straight, and this is the contour. Okay, just taking a little bit here, making sure I have a nice sort of like a V shape coming out of here with nothing darker, so in line with my eyebrows. I have to say I'm very lucky with my eyebrows. I have to brag about it a little bit. This is just my eyebrows, this is it, I just brush and go. But I do use some of the eyebrow pencils, so which I'm going to show you in another video. So this is the difference. It's more of a sort of like a cool tone in here. This one is full on warm. I can just see a bit of a sort of like a red undertone. So let's just brush it. So there's a step up. So this is a very nice contouring. So yeah, well done, E.L.F. And as I have to say that this is a big, it's quite a lot in here. It says, I can't even read it. I think it says shelf life. Let's just read what a shelf life is. I have to use one of these, apologies, with the light, because I can never read the small print. Okay, I still cannot read it. Oh, there we go. It says shelf life 12 months. I can, to be honest, reassure you, this is not going to be used in 12 months because they are so pigmented. They are what the word I'm looking for is no, they are so pigmented and spreadable, maybe that's the word I'm looking for, is that little goes a long way. You do not need too much for an application, and as I said, I am now using my own hand to apply whether it's a foundation, whether it's a concealer, because I noticed that it gives this perfect smooth application. So that's it. That's my face. Thank you for watching. Have a lovely day,